In the first 50 milliseconds of meeting a stranger, your brain has already decided whether to trust them. Your conscious mind? It has no say in the choice. Long before you notice the color of their eyes, the shape of their clothes, or the tone of their voice, an ancient neurological reflex deep inside your skull has already made its judgment. And the verdict is instant: trust or threat. We like to think we are rational judges of character. We look at resumes, listen to arguments, and wait for actions. We believe trust is built, day by day, on a foundation of evidence, but the math doesn't add up. First impressions happen in the blink of an eye. You walk into a room, see a new face, and instantly feel a quiet wave of comfort, or a subtle, prickling urge to back away. You can't explain it. You call it a gut feeling. It isn't a gut feeling. It's an evolutionary survival response, an incredibly fast instinctive circuit that was forged hundreds of thousands of years ago on the open savanna. In 2006, researchers at Princeton University set up an experiment. They showed participants photos of strangers' faces, but they restricted the exposure times. Some saw the faces for a full second, others saw them for half a second, and one group saw them for just 1/10 of a second, a mere 100 milliseconds. Then they asked them to rate the faces on various traits: trustworthiness, competence, aggressiveness. The results were startling. The ratings of the people who saw the faces for 1/10 of a second were highly correlated with the ratings of those who had all the time in the world. Even when researchers dropped the exposure time to just 33 milliseconds, so fast the participants barely realized they had seen a face at all, the trait ratings remained the same. The conscious mind was completely bypassed. So why does your brain make these incredibly fast, automatic judgments? To find the answer, we have to look at the math of human survival on the savanna. For 99% of human history, our ancestors lived in small, tightly knit hunter-gatherer bands. Cooperation was our ultimate weapon. Alone, a hominid is slow, weak, and easily preyed upon. Together, we could hunt large game, share food, and defend territory. But cooperation has a fatal weakness: cheaters. In the language of evolutionary biology, a cheater is someone who takes the benefits of a social contract without paying the cost. They eat the meat from the hunt, but they don't help track the prey. They take the tribe's protection, but they don't guard the camp. If a band allowed free riders to exploit them, the cooperative system would collapse. Individual fitness would plummet. To solve this, early humans evolved what psychologists call the cheater detection mechanism, a highly specialized cognitive adaptation designed to track social exchanges, flag free riders, and audit reputation. But there was a problem. The savanna was a landscape of sudden, lethal encounters. When a stranger approached from a neighboring band, you couldn't wait weeks to see if they kept their word. A single mistake, trusting the wrong person for a fraction of a second, meant a spear in the ribs or the loss of your family's food. You needed an alarm system that was faster than conscious thought, and evolution built one, right in the center of your temporal lobe, the amygdala. Typically, we think of the amygdala as the brain's fear center. It processes threats. It triggers the fight or flight response. But neuroscientists discovered that the amygdala is also the primary driver of social appraisal. Using fMRI scans, researchers found that when people look at untrustworthy faces, the amygdala lights up with intense activity. It doesn't wait for your visual cortex to map the nose or the hairline. It scans the face for structural templates. These templates are hardwired rules of thumb. Our amygdala looks for features that signal safety: high curved eyebrows, soft jawlines, large open eyes, symmetrical facial structures. In our evolutionary past, these features were correlated with low aggression and high cooperativeness, what we call baby face traits or maternal profiles. On the other hand, deep-set eyes, heavy brow ridges, and a downturned mouth shape trigger the amygdala's threat response. The alarm sounds. Cortisol surges. The brain registers a threat. We know this system is physical because of what happens when it breaks. Patients with Urbach-Wiethe disease suffer from calcification of the amygdala, destroying its tissue. When shown photos of faces, these patients are completely unable to recognize untrustworthy features. They rate every single face, no matter how hostile, suspicious, or strange, as highly trustworthy. Their survival shield has been completely deactivated. Here is the mismatch. We no longer live on the savanna in small tribes of 150 people. We live in massive cities surrounded by millions of strangers. We navigate complex corporate environments, global markets, and digital interactions. And our ancient trust detector is glitching because the amygdala evaluates facial bone structure, not actual human character. A bad actor who happens to possess high eyebrows, a soft jawline, and natural facial symmetry will trigger your brain's subconscious trust response. Your amygdala sees their face and reports, safe, cooperative, ally. And you believe it. You sign the contract, you invest your savings, you cast your vote. This is the trust glitch. It explains why charming sociopaths rise through corporate ladders, why successful con artists often have baby face symmetry, and why we are routinely blindsided by people we felt, in our bones, were good. We are relying on ancient survival instincts to protect us in a modern world. You cannot stop your amygdala from making its split-second assessment. This response is deeply instinctive, but once you recognize that your first impressions are just survival reflexes from an ancient world, you can stop letting them dictate your choices. It makes you wonder how many of our daily decisions and our relationships are shaped by nothing more than the angle of someone's eyebrows. If you've ever had a first impression that turned out to be completely wrong, I'd love to hear how your instincts misled you. Next week, we're looking at the boundaries of what we can ever know about the physical universe. See you there.